And in this video, we're going to explain what the advanced settings in PowerPress are for and why you probably don't need most of them. So let's go into the back end of your WordPress site, go to PowerPress and settings, and then go down here to the advanced settings. And by default, import podcast, migrate media, podcasting SEO, audio player options, and video player options are all turned on, and you can't really turn them off. But if you want to go to import podcast, you can click here. You go to migrate media, click here. SEO, click there. And they're also down here in the sidebar. Custom podcast channels. This is if you have a need for a second completely different podcast coming from this one website. And podcast channels work well if you have one or two or three. But if you have more than that, then you may want to go with category podcasting. But please, 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 please do not use category podcasting unless you have an actual need for it. You can still categorize your posts and sort them out on your website without using a category feed. Category feeds are for multiple podcasts from the same site, but know that your main podcast, so if you already have a podcast, that's a channel. And that's going to remain a channel. And anything you put in any category is going to go out in that main channel. So this is not to add a second podcast to the site. This is to start from scratch and do all the podcasts in categories. So, please be careful. If you have any questions with that, contact us, support@blubrry.com, and we would be happy to explain to you how that all works and all that. But that's how you turn on those menus. Taxonomy and post type podcasting are only used by a very few customers and users of PowerPress and Blubrry. So please do not use those unless you contact us. They are there, but they are extremely complicated, and there are better ways to do post types, and there's better ways to sort out a podcast than taxonomy, preferably categories or channels. So that's what these are for. And then this bottom one, the PowerPress playlist player, that will be off by default. Turn that on if you want to use the PowerPress playlist player, which you can find all the information about that in the settings, website, and PowerPress shortcodes. Scroll down here to the playlist shortcode. That's the shortcode you would use. There's all the information about the PowerPress playlist.